GotFrag.com.
We're going to be going live here in just a second, but looking here, we did get to see Fraud switch over to some Colts a little bit yesterday during the Venom match, and it'll be interesting to see what he does if they can take him out. But we are live here in the finals of the Nation Boys $10,000 Source Championships, Complexity versus GG. GG on the T side. You can see him on the main screen here. And let's take a look and see what they do. They need the rounds. They need this win. I mean, it would be a big upset if they could beat Complexity in these finals.
Right, and they're trying a variety of different spams and tactics to kind of catch them off guard. But it looks like they're going to hit with some flashes to the upper sight off the bat and hit the upper. And they smoked them out, and Brar's getting ready to throw flashbangs in through those upper skylights.
Looks like we're going to go outside. You're going to go inside here. Two from the outside. Warden takes out both guys who tried to rotate from the inside. So Warden was hiding outside and cut him down. The bomb gets planted, but Complexity is mowing everybody down inside the upper bomb site. Warden had 4 frags there.
And that's that role-playing we're talking about, and that's the key to these matches, especially on a map like Nuke that's very strategic-based. You need your guys that are executing your strats and playing those sneaky spots to pick up those frags that otherwise are hard to get.
So Warden actually hid on the other side of the red box outside and cut down the 2 guys. It was a 3-2 split to the upper bomb site, and he was key stopping that rush in its tracks. So now 1-0 the score for Complexity. Up early on the CT side in the first round. GG on the main screen. Misty with the bomb, who's been a solid rifle player here. Looks like push towards the ramp. We'll see what actually happens here. Zed is there with Storm. Storm whiffs on a shot, but Zed's taking care of business, cutting everybody down. Storm didn't need to do anything there. So now a bad situation for GG.
Zed was really in a good spot there behind those water tanks in that ramp room. You can hide behind those, and by going in and out of those, was able to protect himself from the flashbangs they threw and then mow down the guys as they were counterflashed.
And now the last 2 guys for GG going to go outside with the smokes and the grenades. Warden has been playing out there. You can see him on the main screen. Misty takes him out with a headshot in the AK-47, but Misty took heavy damage there. A grenade or 1 bullet will take him out. Rambo waiting for them to come around the corner. Fraud picks off Misty from up high. He was over above the ladder, and now Carson, the last one left alive, dueling out with Rambo, but Rambo gets him, and that will be another round for Complexity. Really the key play of Zed there to shut him down.
I mean, Zed played very smart on that ramp room, and when you play like that, there's really nothing you can do to stop him. You can't flash unless you throw a flash right in that corner. You're in some serious trouble.
So now we're headed into round number 3 here, the first half of the first match in the finals of the Nation Boys $10,000 Source Championships. Fraud scoped in. Storm outside.
Storm hit him on the ramp.
That was near the ramp room. He's been playing with the AWP there. Picks off the guy early. So now GG, who had been pushing that way, is stopped. Misty outside picks off Warden. So 4-on-4 right now. Teams evened up. Looks like GG going to be hitting the upper bombs that you can see Zet waiting for him. Up top, boosted high. Inside the upper, grenade outside by Fraud along with Rambo takes care of the guys who tried to come in through the main entrance. And so once again, GG down in a man-down situation. They do get down the vents and plant the bomb. Zet coming out huge, just blows through those the vents, comes out and blasts everybody in sight. Going to get to the fuse.
Well, Rambo was there in a very, I'm going to say, classic Texas nuke spot. A lot of the guys on Texas land scene, like Plano Asian Gang, used to play in that very garage area there to mow down people coming in from the outside, and he's mastered that, and you saw it right there.
So 3-0 for Complexity. GG already having problems on the offensive side, just like they did yesterday. They need to get some rounds. Remember, MR9 format, every round makes a huge difference here with just so few of them, leveraged by the fact that it is start money 16K. So the bomb dropped. GG holding back right now. Looks like 2 to the outside. Warden on the main screen waiting for him with that Colt. And, we don't see a lot of teams play a Colt player outside on Nuke. Complexity, one of those that's mastered it, like you said.
Well, it's more so Warden's style. They've matched his position to his style. He plays it how he plays. It's not trying to be an opper.
Rambo pushed the ramp hard. Now the bomb going downstairs. Bad Apples gets through. Warden cut 2 guys down. Both those guys outside consistently having problems with Warden. Bad Apples waiting to plant with the bomb. I'm not sure the Complexity knows that he got down there. They had to have heard the vents break. Brar trying to get through. The bomb planted now. You can see he's dueling out with Storm, who's near the ladder side. Ooh. Storm picks him off, though, so Bad Apples left here by himself pretty much, and Zet takes care of that, and Complexity is rolling right now. GG having a real tough time.
Let's take a look at those scores. Zet is 9-0. Storm is 6-0. Their role players are playing their roles. I mean, especially Zet and Warden are two. I mean, Zet, Warden, and Rambo really are more role players on this team. They're expecting Storm and Frog with those AWPs to put up the frags. However, since this is Nuke and it's more of a rifle game that Gravitas is playing, the role players are coming in strong.
And this is what we were saying. When Fraud doesn't play or doesn't get the frags, everybody else steps up. And really, Fraud hasn't had the opportunity to get the frags.
No,
His
not at all.
teammates are blowing everybody away. So now it looks like a 2-3 here, maybe a 3-2. It's kind of hard to see on the overview exactly where they are, but two inside peeking towards the ramp. The bomb dropped outside China. So right now you can see the action on outside, the grenades being thrown. Trying to push into upper. GG has their first guy go down. Misty has consistently been one of the first guys to go down outside, really having trouble with Warden out there, and Zed, who's done a nice job of locking that down. So you can see
it isn't so much that they're having trouble. It's that Warden is just playing that well. He's hiding. He's being passive. He's letting them come in. He's not doing the typical outside strategy, outside play where he peeks and he's exposed.
So the bomb, trying to get that bomb down in the upper site, but no. Zet waiting up high, and Complexity picks up yet another round.
They just mowed him down.
5-0. Just GG not having an answer for Complexity's defense. It's just been too good. And they appear to be using the same setup each round, and it's not working. They're not making the adjustment that they really should probably be making.
Well, and the hard part is that going towards ramp, Storm is opping down there from the box in the back of ramp. He's going to pick up a frag, any time. But it looks like they're going to go outside, though, and try to take out Warden early.
5-man rush outside, but Fraud is there along with Warden. Warden drops one. You can see Fraud.
Ooh, that nade.
That nade hurt a lot, but you can see that every member of Complexity outside is just teaming up on the GG guys who are completely in the open, cut down like a weed by a weed whacker.
And I got to say, though, Rambo's spot was key to that. And why? He plays in that opening to the upper side. From there, he can help outside. He can help inner. He can quickly rotate down low. He's got access to all the major areas on that map from one spot. And him, Fraud, and Warden were able to crossfire outside. Key.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do in that situation. You're getting shot from every angle. So GG now sending 3 outside. Once again, Carson picking off Rambo. That frag is huge. Warden has switched to the op, gets one, and Zed is there now to add a frag over near the ramp room. So it was kind of a 3-2 split. The bomb has gone outside. There's still one left alive in the ramp room. Looking at a 2-on-1 there. Going to be a hard thing to fight out of there, but the bomb continues to remain outside. You can see Warden, who's taking heavy damage. Down to 34, has that AWP. Misty inside, picks a guy off. Brar goes down, and Fraud takes out Heatwave. So now just one left, and Fraud dropping Misty, who had the bomb. Just no chance for GG to get into that bomb site. They're just getting picked off too soon.
What GG was doing, what Gravitas was doing, Carson got that first pick. That's what they need to do. They need to get those picks early, and it started off very well for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't blind the guys in the side. They couldn't flash them, and they couldn't get in and get set up and take out one or two of those guys in the site defending it.
So now they're looking at a 7-0 score here. Complexity is rolling on the CT side. A rush to the upper. Fraud is there with Zet, but they do get the bomb planted. Brar doing all the work there for his team as he gets a couple of frags. Warden coming in now with the Deagle op combo. Comes around the corner, blasts a blind Brar who didn't know he was there. The bomb continues to tick, though. 3-on-2. Oh, 3-on-1 is Storm. Drops bad apples, and Warden creeping towards the bomb and blasted from above by Fraud with that Deagle there. Headshot from high. And now 8-0 the score. And, let's take a look at the scoreboard. That scoreboard again. Complexity is just rolling.
15-2 for Warden, 13-2 for Zet. Rambo's 9-4. Storm and Fraud 8-7 with no deaths. So Gravitas needs to find a solution here. Bad Apples on the bottom with 0-8. Rest of the guys hovering around between 1 and 3. They're just not having any opportunities to frag.
They have 8 frags total, and that's what a 1 frag per round average. Not You need to do more than that. Brar starting things off here, though, is Storm going down in the ramp room, and it's a full-out rush towards the ramp with Carson on the main screen. They know that Zed has been playing over there, and they're going to try and take it down now. Falling back as the grenades are wasted by Complexity. Still one member inside the ramp room for GG, and that's Bad Apples taking out Zed. So Complexity down to 3 guys already, and a sign of life from GG already.
This is their best chance they've had in a few rounds. The save round actually looked really good for them. They just need to do that on
executed by Fraud from up high. Heatwave just had no chance there. Fraud too quick with that scope and the AWP from above. Now he's blind. But grenade from Carson takes him out. Warden, the last member left alive here. I'm sorry. It's Warden and Rambo left alive. The bomb is ticking, and Misty still alive. Cuts them both down, keeping GG alive, giving them a chance, at least somewhat of a chance in this first map here, which is nuke.
Well, and Gravitas had a couple of signs of life there. That save round where they went in and they flashed, they got into that site. Had they had guns, they had a really good chance of winning that round. The problem is that they did not do that in the other rounds. They were trying to play slow, they were trying to pick off, and they must have watched the pandemic match and thought that they could do the same things instead of trying to play their game.
So Rambo dropping out to fix his mic, and he'll be right back in. But 8-1 first half score on nuke here, and although a lot of people believe that this map is CT sided, this is something similar that happened to GG in the match against the Core. So you never know what's going to happen with GG. They've just played very well all tournament long, but really an uphill battle for those guys with just one round on their offensive side.
Right. I mean, you want them to go out and win this match because it's your pick. But let's be totally honest here. Dust 2 is a map a lot of people play. Complexity is very good on it, but we've seen from Gravitas, you can't count them out.
And you can see the scoreboard there. Approximately how the players ended up, and GG just not getting the frags that they really need. I mean, ultimately, the game is not just planting the bomb. You gotta take out the other players.
It doesn't matter how good your strategic play is, how well you play in terms of setting up. You need to go out there and frag.
And unfortunately, GG had a tough time doing that. But Complexity, Warden obviously did. All those guys really combined. We saw great teamwork from all those guys, and they all really, especially on the outside pushes there by GG. I mean, we saw 3-4 guys for Complexity, getting in on frags there and stopping those rushes.
Well, it was that everywhere they went, they ran into somebody playing very intelligently. It wasn't so much that just out-fragged them with raw aim standing out in the open. Zet's play in that ramp room, hiding behind those water tanks, Warden sitting outside by the red box and being sneaky. Those moments were the keys. I mean, Rambo sitting in that garage entrance and playing off of what Warden and the rest of the guys were doing. I mean, it's a lot of smart team play, and it wasn't the story of that half wasn't Fraud and Storm, who are usually the fraggers. It was, Rambo, Zet, and Warden.
Yeah, and especially early on Warden, who, it appeared that GG kind of underestimated him outside. They kept going after him. I mean, round after round, they would send 2 guys out, and round after round, both those guys would get cut down.
And the thing was, Warden is not trying to play the pick game that most people do outside. They're not opping. He was playing with the rifle, waiting for them to come in and shooting him in the back. And when you're playing against Core and Devour's out there trying to op, and you can have that one-on-one op fight. When Warden's out there playing with the rifle, then
he's getting down and dirty.
Right, and so then after a while, when there's like, okay, he's playing with a rifle there's no reason to come and try to do that pick-off battle. He switched to an op and got some action with it.
So just waiting for Rambo to come back in. Should be connecting up here in just a second. Had to fix a mic problem. If you're just joining us, we are headed into the second half of Map 1 in the Nation Voice $10,000 Source Finals here for CEVO Season number 4 in the professional division, and the Complexity facing off against GG. Complexity, the number 1 seed. GG, the number 6 seed, has fought their way through the lower brackets, defeating a number of solid teams.
My question is this, though. Can CEVO have made the name of this playoffs any longer?
The Nation Voice $10,000 Source Championships.
CEVO Professional Nation Voice $10,000.
Okay, so it's the CEVO CS Source Professional. Hey, it's not their fault, man. It's not their fault. All the players care about is that they got money on the line.
Oh, exactly. I mean, we're seeing some really great competition here. A lot of players coming out to play, playing their hearts out. We've seen, I think the story of Gravitas kind of pulling together, especially with some of their ping disadvantage that they've had on some of these matches and some of these servers that they had to play on, coming out strong on that. Very, very amazing play, very amazing story there.
So Rambo is reconnected to the server, so we should see a live on 3 here and just working again.
Here we go.
And we're going to get started here. Live on 3 happening right now. So Complexity switching over to the T side. GG, Gravitas Gaming on the CT side. Again, this is a similar situation that we saw yesterday. GG came up big and was able to take the match, but they don't have a lot to work with here on the CT side. We're going to need to see a stellar defense.
Right, they're going to have to basically shut them out, lock the doors in the store, and put the close sign up.
So you can see on the overview, Complexity headed into China. It looks like a rush towards the upper initially. A few guys headed towards the ramp, but the bomb holding back. Appears that the bomb is now going to go towards the ramp room here. Zet holding it. You can see Fraud and some of the others making their way into that ramp room. No frags yet, which is surprising. Heatwave starts things off for GG. He's cut down by Zet, and the bomb will head down lower. Blind, and now the rotations will occur as Carson returns fire with the AWP. Complexity having some trouble, some team killing there going on as the teammates running in front of the sprays. Warden dropping Carson. The bomb headed towards the site. It still hasn't been planted yet. Misty takes out Fraud inside the vents. The bomb headed towards the plant spot. And no, Warden gets picked off by Misty. The bomb dropped now on the site, and there's just one T left alive. That's Storm. You can see him down to just 8 health in a poor position here. So great defense by GG in the first round of the second half.
That's what they had to do.
And they need to keep doing it. So go, Misty comes around and executes Storm. Saw him at the last minute and no chance. So GG winning the first round of the second half.
Well, and Complexity started off with the right idea, and the strat they were trying to pull off was well executed. Warden went out there and drew flashes and drew nades in the ramp room so that he pulled, and then he turned away. He was partially blind, but by doing that, they had no more flash in the ramp room, and everyone else could go. They just couldn't get the frags.
So now headed into round number 2, second half. Zed on the main screen, bomb is there, and Complexity holding in the main room there. You can see Zed main screen. Switching to Misty, who took some damage there through some nades that had come through. And the squeaky door has been opened now. Complexity rushing towards the upper site. Rambo starts things off. Misty, who had already been damaged and blind, is cut down. Bad Apple's returning fire. The bomb, it appears, is still being carried, but GG's mowing people down. Zet and Rambo returning fire. Heatwave still alive in the vents. The bomb not yet into the site, just getting in there now in the hands of Zet. Carson picks him off. The bomb dropped now. Rambo, the last one alive for Complexity in the upper site, desperately trying to get to that bomb. Picks it up. Is he going to be able to get it planted? We'll see. He's spamming. Going to see if he can take it down, but Carson with the AWP, that powerful sniper rifle, takes him out before he has a chance to get to the vents, and GG picks up the second round. 2 so far in the second half.
Well, and, Complexity starts off with really great entries into the site. However, Gravitas just keeps surprising him. Similar to Bad Apples going and getting those 2 frags, similar to Heatwave popping up through the vents and fragging Storm. So they just need to eliminate those potential for being surprised.
So let's see what Complexity does and how they adjust. Bomb waiting outside with Warden there. Some initial grenades going off of smoke inside. Carson there, scoped with the AWP. The flash is being thrown. Now Complexity makes their way into the main, and they're going to hold back. Going to peek one guy ramp. The bomb's still holding in the main. You can see on the overview here.
It looks like they're flashing upper from the outside roof, both Rambo and Storm.
So now they're going to push inside the upper. Fraud starts things off with 2 big frags. Rambo's there to get another one. The bomb planted very quickly, and now GG in deep trouble as Storm gets another frag. There's one left alive, and Rambo takes him out, and now Complexity has 9 rounds, 9-3, one more, and they've taken this first map.
Well, they double flashed upper through those skylights, and that really shut down, and they timed it well, too. While Storm and Rambo were flashing, everyone else entered the site and was able to pick up frags as everyone else was blind and couldn't counterflash.
So 9-3 to score. Complexity needing just one more, and GG needing to win out to force an OT to have any chance at winning this match. Warden has consistently made his way into the radio room. He is on the main screen here, and you can see Carson has scoped. He's switched over to the ramp room now. He had been playing above the ladder a little bit, and obviously they're worried. They're playing 3 over there near the ramp room. one pushed up far. So Carson falling back now, as you can see on the main screen. Warden throwing grenades in. He took some damage, and Heatwave waiting for him, picks him off. And now it looks like Complexity going to head into the upper site a little bit. Misty and Heatwave combining with Bad Apples to mow down Complexity. Brar is there as well. And Heatwave pushing through. Storm gets the best of him, but now Storm down to 4 health. Is desperately trying to get in. Has real bad flash there. Didn't actually go in.
Himself.
Yeah, that was a flash, I believe. Oh, a headshot that was Misty. Gave chase. Storm just one hit and he's out here. Going to run outside and possibly just save the gun out here in a 3-on-1 situation. The bomb dropped in that upper site.
He's got 10 seconds left, so he's going to be in a good spot to save this gun. They're not going to chase after him. Bad Apples has low health, and the rest of them have ops, so it's not really worth that chase. The Complexity was managed to smoke out the upper rafters from spawn by throwing smokes through the skylights. They just could not flash that site then after they tried to be quick. So they were able to keep basically that site. They couldn't blind them. They couldn't get in. They couldn't frag. And the Gravitas was in good positioning and didn't try to play a guy through that smoke.
So Complexity up 9-4 here in the first map of the finals here, and grenades being thrown into the upper. It looks like Complexity going to focus there. Again, the bomb heads outside. Brar waiting, playing a little bit differently here. He doesn't have that op like we saw him yesterday. And Bad Apples and Misty inside, along with Heatwave, cutting down those Complexity guys. 2 dead outside with a dropped bomb. So the guy who was playing the main entrance did a nice job of cutting them out while they were distracted by Brar, who was up high. So now Fraud picks up the bomb.
Storm threw flashes in, one after the other, and was able to go down through the vents blind and cause people to rotate through those vents and give the guys upper a chance. It's a 2-on-3 right now, but it seemed to stall out after they were fragged in those vents and quickly upper.
Grenade thrown in by Fraud, who has the bomb, obviously trying to get in there. Don't know if he's going to go lower or upper here. We'll see what he does. Difficult situation. He does take the bomb lower now, and we'll get a nice, easy plant. It is still a 3-on-2 situation. Heatwave is in the halls. Is going to be hunting Fraud here. Fraud going to head up inside the halls himself, throwing grenades around. A smoke. Somebody came out of the vents there. Fraud knows he's there, throws a grenade down, but Heatwave had come from behind and taken out Rambo. Fraud left alive now with a ticking bomb and a 3-on-1. They're going to come after him now. It'd be smart to put a guy on the bomb. Fraud gets one of them. Bad Apples is down, but Carson digs him down. And the bomb will be defused here by Carson, who gets it just in time. And GG continues to win rounds in a do-or-die situation here.
But they cannot lose another round, and they keep getting close. Complexity needs to find that combination like they did by those dual flashes through the skylights earlier on to win another round. However, Gravitas is doing what they need to be doing. All their players are chiming in with frags, especially when Brar is having difficulty doing so.
Yeah, and you can see that on the scoreboard there that there isn't any major discrepancy in the amount of frags that we saw in the first half. Both these teams able to kind of keep it under control here. And now another push towards the upper. The bomb is there waiting. Misty on top of the hut throwing the grenades, and the flashes going off here. No rush yet by Complexity. Now Misty completely blind. They're making it down into the events, but Heatwave is there to cut them down along with Misty. A great counterattack in that upper site here by GG.
They're familiar with the fact that Complexity likes to go through those vents and go lower, and they sat in there and waited for them.
And now the bomb is dropped in the vents. Bad Apples picking off Storm. Nice shot there, a headshot with the Colt. And Rambo, the last one alive here. He has 97 health with the AK in the ramp room, and it's a 5-on-1 situation. Carson waiting for him down below with the AWP. Sees him. The shot misses, and Carson picks him off with the AWP. That powerful weapon, we've seen a lot of players use it in a lot of different situations, and he came out on top there.
Right, and Complexity has 3 rounds to score 1 round to secure this round, to secure this map in the best of 3, and Gravitas is holding them at arm's length still. I mean, they're close, they're ready to win, but Gravitas is saying, look, we're going to take this to overtime, and they're doing a really good job at that so far.
Yeah, nuke definitely appearing to be more of a CT map with these two teams. And a push towards the ramp room by Complexity. Carson there waiting for them. Smokes and grenades thrown. The bomb is yet to enter the main. It gets there now. You can see Zet had initially got into the hut. The bomb joins the rest of the team. 9-6 score. Grenade gets thrown in by the guys that are covering the upper bomb site. The bomb falls back outside now. Complexity somewhat unsure of what they're going to do. Warden gets 2 big picks, though. He made his way into the ramp room, got both those guys who were blind, and now Complexity has an avenue to get in there. Brar returning fire, taking out Warden, who was on the hunt. And you can see the GG in the upper site waiting.
Well, there's out of position.
It was a fake on the part of Complexity, and despite that, they've made their way into the upper site and cut both those guys down who were blind. Now Brar, the last one alive, and he gets picked off by Zet, and that will be the first map here. Complexity wins 10-6. Now we're headed to the second one. Good games being exchanged.
And that key to last round was Warden running in there and getting those 2 quick frags. If he was unable to do that, then they'd be in some serious trouble because of how tight that upper setup was. As soon as he got those 2 frags, the guys in upper tried to start rotating and caused them the problem and made them lose that round.
Now the next map will be Dust 2, like we said before, Complexity's choice. So the way that the map selection worked was basically the lower seeded team picked the first map and the side that they would start on. So now it's Complexity's turn. They've picked Dust 2, and they're going to pick the side. If I had to guess, they're going to start off on the CT side. That's what we saw them do before.
And, basically the key for them coming into that A-bomb site, to take the A-bomb side is to injure Fraud early. If that means being able to nail him as he's trying to pick middle, or if that means nailing him with flashbangs and nades in that site to prevent him from picking off people and taking him out with nades, then that's what they have to do. If Fraud is still alive, A is going to be a very difficult site for them to take. By the same token, Brar needs to get his op going, and Misty needs to do that great rifle work that we saw him do versus the Venom. If he does that, this could be a kind of a upset in terms of the fact that Cole wins on nuke and Gravitas wins on Dust 2.
Now yesterday we saw 3 Complexity players with AWPs. We saw Rambo playing with one and B. We saw Storm playing with one. And then we also saw, of course, Fraud playing with it as well. We saw Storm playing with that thing literally pushed up on the catwalk, like down the steps, playing with that AWP on the catwalk, which is an interesting choice. And he actually did it very well, too.
Right, and so, the question is that how is Gravitas going to answer that? We haven't seen them on too many op-heavy maps. Train, they used a lot of rifles, which is an op-heavy map. But on a map like Dust 2, which is a lot more longer range than Train is in terms of, you can't hide as much on Dust 2. It's going to be interesting to see how they adapt and what kind of strategies they're going to be using to shorten the game up so to make it play in their favor.